Hello everybody, I'm Artillery J and welcome to another how-to video. This one's by special request. I was asked how I set up a green screen and if I could do a tutorial video on how to do that. So there's two different things that you need to keep in mind when you are setting up a green screen in order to utilize that in your recordings. The first aspect is the physical elements. That would be the physical items in your 3D environment, such as the green screen itself, your lighting, your camera, and your PC. So, of course, you're going to need the green screen, and they come in a variety of shapes, or not shapes, but sizes and thickness. It's better to have something a little bit thicker, especially if you're going to have it hanging and not up against a wall. And you can get away with a relatively smaller one. Now I've got three different green screens. I've got the one that's behind me here in my apartment, and it's about a medium-sized green screen. I've got a small green screen in my office back home, and then in my garage I've got a very large green screen. It covers from ceiling to floor, all the way across the wall, and then it overlaps and comes around the corners of the wall. It's probably about, I don't know, 18 feet long and probably 10 feet tall. So relatively large. They do get bigger than that, and they also get much thicker. When I went to Stark State, there was a green screen that was pretty thick and pretty long. But that's more of a professional green screen, more for shooting movies and stuff like that. Now, as far as your lighting goes with your green screen, if you've got it hanging like I do, you want to make sure that there's no lights behind it that are going to bleed through. And I'll show you that here in a little bit when we go into the editing portion. But that will hurt you if you've got light behind the green screen that you can kind of see through the screen itself. To go along with lighting, you want to make sure that there's a lot of light on the green screen itself on the side that is toward you, to eliminate the shadow. So you can see I don't really have a whole lot of shadow on my green screen from me. That's because the light is behind me and shines on the green screen rather than being in front of me. You also want to make sure that the lighting on your face is good, but that it doesn't cause glare. Like, there's a lot of glare on my head and stuff. So you want to try to cut down on that a little bit, maybe with some canopy, or possibly even using like a matte type foundation on your skin. So as far as setting up the green screen goes, that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you've got a good camera to record on. You want to make sure that the green screen covers all sides of the camera all the way around. There's nothing peeking through. For instance, if I were to zoom this image out, you would see down in this corner there would be a gap where my screen isn't quite pulled all the way to the wall. That's because when I'm not using it, I actually hang it up and out of the way so that it doesn't block me from getting across my room. But you just want to make sure that it's on all sides, that it covers all sides. And then, of course, your computer. You want to make sure that your computer is able to render the images, and that you're able to, basic recording setup for a computer. So if you're recording anyway, then you should probably already have it set up, but you want to have at least a semi-decent graphics card, a little bit of RAM in order to be able to process the videos. Okay, so the next aspect of setting up your green screen would be the virtual or the digital side, and that's what you're going to be doing on the computer through editing and through actual recording. So let's get over to there, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the part of the tutorial that is a little bit more difficult to go over because there's so many different programs that you could use, and there's a difference between whether you are doing your green screen while recording or while you're editing. So I'm going to go over a couple of different things here. First of all is going to be using your green screen while you are actually recording. And for this part, I'm going to be using OBS because that's the program that I use and it's free, so anybody can reach out and grab it. So it's relatively easy to do. The first thing you need to do is create a new scene. So you can just click on this plus and we'll name it test. All right. And then, so now you've got a new scene. What you want to do is you want to add a new source. Now you can either click the plus or you can right click and add. But either way, you want to go to video capture device. And we can call this GoCam just because. All right, so that's going to add whatever webcam that you have already plugged into your system. In this instance, it's my Logitech HD webcam C615. And you can deactivate it or activate it. I usually keep it deactivated when I'm not actually recording, just because I don't like my webcam being on all the time. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. But for the sake of the video, we need to have it active. So you can adjust your size and position. You can also come in here to your transform and you can stretch to screen, which we don't want to do because it just looks goofy. I typically go fit to screen, or if I am, say, having the face cam down in the bottom corner of a gaming video or a live stream, I'll just adjust it as I want it. And then we can just go like that, and then that would put me down there. But for the sake of the video, let's go ahead and fit to screen, just like so. And what we want to do at this point is right-click on your camera and come to Filters and click on that. Now you want to come down. You'll see you've got these top ones up here, and you've got these bottom ones. You want to go to the bottom one and click plus, and go to Chroma Key, just like that. And you can name this whatever you want. We'll name it green screen, since that's what we're going over. And it should automatically, by default, select green as your key color type. So if you've got, for whatever reason, a different color of screen behind you, you can change that as is. There are a couple of default ones in there, green, blue, magenta, and then you can make a custom one. Custom, what you'll do is select color, and then you can actually pick screen color, and you can make it like that. Click OK. Select color. We'll go green. OK. So you can change it however you want. So what you want to be careful of is you will see right up here that little bit of light shining through from the light that's behind my curtain. You'll also see this glare on my bald head. If you make the smoothness too much, my head's going to go transparent where that glare's at. So you don't want to do that. If you make the key color split reduction too much, you start graying out. So you don't want to do that too much. And then similarity, if you do that too much, then it's also going to get that transparency to the head. But that does make the background really nice and smooth. And unfortunately, I'm wearing a green shirt, so it's making the rest of me pretty transparent too. So adjust it where you want it. Try not to do it too much. Typically, I will be wearing a hat to try to cut down on some of the glare, like so. So that helps me with setting this up so that it's nice and my background's nice and transparent, but you'll see my cheeks still start to get transparent right there too if I go too much. So you might consider throwing on a little bit of matte foundation in any areas that you see that you get too much of a glare, or reduce the light that's hitting you on the face. Entirely up to you. But there are a lot of adjustments that you can make here, and I could be here all day going over different things that we can change. The brightness in general, you've got your contrast and your gamma down there. You can also choose how transparent things are. So we'll go 50%, and that's just everything. The whole thing is 50% transparent now, not just the green screen. So just like that, and then you'll see The background is now gone for the most part. We can add an image and browse, and we'll go desktop, scroll down, and we've got this grass right here. Okay, and then if we make this stretch to screen, and then if we just drag it underneath of the camera on here, it goes behind me, just like so. We can also add another image and say we want this bear, and we want that above my face, or above the grass but below my face. We can slide it right in between, and now wherever I move, I'm still in front of the bear, but the bear is in front of the grass. So just depends on how you want to do it, however you want it set up, but that's how you do it with OBS. Now we're going to go to during editing, how you would do green screen. And I'm going to show you a couple of different programs here. This one is called Wondershare's Filmora. This is a good little program. I think I got it for like 30 bucks. And this is my favorite one to use for green screen. So if you click on full feature mode, okay, so as you can see, I've got some items already in here. So typically what I do when I'm working with green screen is I take any old item and I drop it in this first slot right here. Because you can't put anything in the next slot down unless there's something in this slot. And you normally want whatever your background is going to be in this slot. So I do that, and then I drop my green screen image right here. And just to make sure that I'm not lining it upright, throw something in there, and then I can cut, delete, and then just delete that. All right, so you'll see that there is an image behind this, but you can't see it because of the green screen. So if you click on this green screen icon right here and click on make parts of the clip transparent, it's already set to green, and you can change the intensity in here. The default on that's pretty good, but depending on what's going on in the scene, you can make adjustments if you need to. So now the action is happening in front of that image, and you can also take another image and you can put it in front, just like we did in when we were recording. You can put images. See this? These stars are in front of the action. It's like that. You can adjust. You can add images wherever you want, and you can adjust the size of things. So if I want my green screen to be smaller, we can actually do it like this. And now it's really small in there, and you'll see that things are going on, and it's just like that. So really easy program to use. Very intuitive. I love using Wondershare. Really good program. So I highly recommend that one. Again, it was like 30 bucks, I believe, and it's very easy to use and has a lot of functionality. So the next program is Movie Studio, and I believe Movie Studio is normally about $79.99, but I got it on sale, so I got it for significantly cheaper than that. But when you start it up, it will prompt you to make a new file. So we'll just name this test, and then we can delete all of these files. They've got some standards already set up in there for you, but we don't really need those. So I think what we'll do is, all right, so here's the same one that we just used. So we'll throw that in there, and then we will throw this grass, and we will throw this image here. All right, so now in this program, I really don't like it for green screen. It's a bit of a pain. So yeah, what you're going to do is right click over here on this file type right here. So this is like a video file. If you right click on it, you can click on insert video track and drag it down so it's below that. We'll also insert one above it. So the background, we're going to make this grass again, just like so. As you can see, you can't see it through the green screen, but if we add a file up here, this is going to be in front of the green screen. Now, if we click on this little icon right here, this crop icon, we can make it smaller, and we can adjust it. But if we adjust it too far, it starts to cut it off. So it's got to be within this little box area right here. Otherwise, it leaves the screen. And I don't like that. I really hate it. It very limits where you can put your images. So if it's past right here or about right here going that way, or it's any higher, it cuts it off. So bit of a pain, and you'll see when we do the green screen how much of a pain it actually is. So to set the green screen up, you're going to click on this Video FX right here, and then you're going to click on Chroma Keyer, and then click on, and there's quite a few, but you can click on green screen, and then drag green screen down and drop it on the actual scene with the green screen. So this middle one. And that automatically makes it transparent. So what we can do now is we can click on this FX button because I accidentally exited out of it. You can adjust these little sliders. Let's make it so that it's more transparent as far as the logos, so that the background shows through a little bit better. It's more vibrant green showing through. And then let's lower the high threshold so that it makes the guy in the foreground a little bit less transparent, like so. All right, so now when we play it, you'll see he's not as transparent, and the background's a little bit more vibrant. You can adjust that again by clicking on that FX, because I noticed he was a little bit too transparent still. Let's go there, there, there. Okay. Unfortunately, though, that's going to leave his shadows on the background. So you have to adjust those sliders and try to get them exactly where you want them. And it's a bit of a pain, especially in Movie Studio, to get that perfect. The other program that I have is Adobe After Effects. And I've never actually used Adobe After Effects, and I'm not going to try to learn on the spot right here. But this is what it looks like. I did pick it up, the Adobe Cloud Suite. It's a monthly charge, and I believe it, honestly, I can't remember. I think it was like $59.99 a month. And yeah, it's, I don't know if it's worth it or not because I don't know how to use the program, but there are a lot of programs in there, including Photoshop and Illustrator, which I need for school anyway, so I've got the programs. But that's going to do it for the technical side of the green screen. Okay, guys, so that's it for setting up a green screen. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that it was informative and that it will allow you to set your own green screen up and start making some pretty good videos. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye!
Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching.